So, should we pick the SAA side or the players that played against Zimbabwe in the SAA side? Should we pick them um, in the matches against India? That's what one of you guys has to ask us basically on Instagram, and we're going to be answering your questions on today's show. This is all about you guys. Everything's got to do with what you guys have to say and what you think. So let's get into today's episode. I'm excited about it. Looking forward to answering your questions. Guys on Facebook, please head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel because we have daily videos on YouTube. We only do a weekly on Facebook, which is this Q&A session. So go over to the YouTube channel. The link is in the description of top of this video. It should be there for you to subscribe. So how these shows go is me and you will have a conversation and we will discuss everything, and I will obviously go through everything that has got to do with the questions that you have sent to me on Instagram as well as Facebook as well as YouTube. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. But first and foremost, what I need you guys to all do is subscribe to the channel, please, if you're new, and click that notification bell for all future videos, please. It's very important that you do that because that's how you become a part of the family. Also, get involved with Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. Smash the like button, please. Comment, share, do all of those things as well. And also become a Patreon. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. This is your way of showing your support for us. So please go ahead and do so. We need all the support we can get. It really helps a lot if you guys get involved with us and help us as best as possible with regards to that. Remember that we have cricketfanaticsmag.com. Our Facebook users are very familiar with this because we click. There's a lot of articles that we post directly on Facebook for you guys to click through and go read. So please go ahead and check that out. It's very important that you do so too. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's content. Looking forward to answering your questions today, guys. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show, fan Q&A session with myself, Khalid Moeden. And today we're going to be answering your questions on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube as well. First and foremost, how we normally run these shows is we first and foremost get involved with the Instagram questions, and then we'll go over to the live chat on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So please hold on to your questions and first listen to what we have to say while we answer what we answer over here first and foremost. So, first question on Instagram was from Damien2and2. Who will be the third seamer in T20, Ngidi or Janssen, Rabada and Nokia, or are the two? Okay, so if you're going to go with Rabada and Nokia being your two, for me personally, I would have to go with third one. Oh, it's tough. Based on current form, based on the fact that he's getting a lot of game time in the IPL, based on the fact that he can bat, I would most likely go with Janssen. But based on stats and based on experience, if we're looking for an all out and out bowler alone, if you're going to pick, if the decision is to pick between two as bowlers alone, then I would go with Ngidi. Because I feel that Ngidi has a lot more experience in the T20 game. He has a very decent record actually in T20 cricket, even though he's not getting selected, which is quite a shame. I was hoping to see more in the IPL, but I would go with Ngidi. I think he's probably the best option as a bowler alone. If you're looking obviously for an all-rounder, then I would go for Marco. Marco's his talent is amazing. He's a left-arm seamer. He adds a lot of variations. For me, it's very close though. I'll definitely have both in the squad, and based on conditions, pick one or the other. So I don't actually favor one or the other currently, but if you're making me pick out of the two right now and you're talking about bowling alone, I would have to go with a third seamer being Ngidi and the fourth seamer maybe possibly being Janssen if we can have a opportunity to play that fourth seamer. Let's move on. Up and coming legend one says, which overseas and SA local batsman would you like to see as an opening pair to the new T20 league? Wow. So let's have a think, because if you look around the country, I would most likely think that majority of the top quality openers in the country would be spread out amongst different franchises, most likely. So I don't think we'll see Yanaman and Kwani and Riza and Demba and all of those guys in the same team. I'm just talking about opening batters, generally speaking, when it comes to T20 cricket. So personally, if I think of an overseas player, it really depends on who's going to come. Um, I have no idea whatsoever who's going to be available. So it's a very tough question to answer right now, but let's play some fantasy cricket here and have a think. If I think about all the openers around the world, I'm hoping Faf will be back. So I would like to see Faf open the batting with, um, let's think. No one from England. I wouldn't really necessarily want to see anybody from England necessarily in T20 cricket opening. I prefer the middle order batters. Um, I don't think we'll get anybody from Australia. Uh, let's say Babar Azam. I'm gonna go with Babar Azam, hoping that Pakistan players play in this league. I want to see Babar Azam and Faf du Plessis open the batting. That would be incredible to witness. Either that, Babar Azam with any of our openers. How's that? Either Kwani and Babar Azam, or either Faf and Babar Azam, or either Yanaman and Babar Azam. Anybody with Babar Azam. That's my answer. Okay, let's move on. Khalid, brother, what is your future South African team will look like after 5 years? He wants me to do ODI, T20, and Test cricket. That's tough. Let me get back to that one. I'll maybe answer that at the end because that's a lot to think about. What do you think of RCB in this year's IPL? Um, Not as impressive actually as last year's IPL. I feel that last year's IPL, even though they never necessarily impressed a lot, I enjoyed a lot more games when it comes to them. I think they've blown hot and cold. I think Faf has been a pivotal player in that team. Um, I don't think that their batting's been as good as their bowling. In fact, I've been more impressed with the way they bowled than the way they batted. So me personally, I think. Yeah, me personally, I think that RCB have a, even though I don't feel, because RCB is supposed to be the team I support, um, but it was almost by default. I don't really support anybody in the IPL. I kind of just follow players that I really like and then watch them perform rather than actually supporting a team. But with RCB, I feel they have a better chance because of their bowling this year than last year. So I think I've been more impressed with their bowling than their batting this season. And but I still feel that hot and cold vibes and feelings about RCB. I can never feel 100% when it comes to them ever. Like I always feel a little bit hot and cold. Okay, then it's the main question, and this is how it was asked. I had to fit it onto a thumbnail. So sometimes, guys, try to keep your questions a little bit shorter so that I can actually fit it on the thumbnail. But I'll make it work. But the question exactly was: should SA play the same squad that was in Zimbabwe against India? That was the question that was sent to us, and that's what we need to talk about right now. I feel. Sorry, guys, I just need more extra light. This light is dying. Load shedding over here has killed us, completely killed us. So I'm sorry about that. Let's try to get more light here for us so that it's a little bit more clear because I can see that it's pixelating a bit. Is that a little bit better? I need a better camera. So you guys need to get involved with the Patreon account so that I can get a better camera going forward so that I can shoot these things in full HD. Okay, let's think about it. Okay. I don't think that we should be experimenting in the T20 game. Now, some of you guys will maybe disagree. I think that South Africa showed enough in the World Cup for us to have a standard to build on. And what I like about the team is that there are a lot of versatile players in that top 5, 6. Interchangeable, can move around according to what the match situation is and what is needed by South Africa at the time. So I like that flexibility, but there's one position that I really would like to fill, and that's that number 6 position. because I feel that David Miller should bat a little higher up. I think 4 or 5 is a nice position for David. But the way Aiden's batting recently, I think he needs to take. He's probably our best T20 batter at the moment, in my eyes, because based on form, based on ability recently, based on what he's done in the World Cup last season, in the last World Cup. I think Aiden's probably the key in this particular lineup. So I think build around him. But what I like a hell of a lot is I would like to see um, our best team get selected for India. I don't think we should be experimenting too much. I think we need to build momentum to the World Cup because we need to obviously try and win this World Cup. We got close last time to get into the knockout stages. We got close, almost got into the knockout stages, and this time around we want to see South Africa make it through. Get through the knockout stages and actually try and win it. So the only way we can do something like that, of course, is if we can um, pick up his team and start letting them build momentum. You don't want to be experimenting too much ahead of the World Cup. Maybe 1 or 2 players in that team can be added to the squad. I'm assuming that Riza Hendricks, based on his performances, will be selected in the squad because he's a contracted player for South Africa. So let's see what they go with. But for me, I want them to pick the best team possible. That's in my eyes because we need to build momentum leading up to this World Cup. We can't be still experimenting, trying to find players to fill spots. We need to pick up best players, and that's what I believe personally. All right. You asked me to pick. Someone asked me to pick, obviously on Instagram, my future team 5 years from now. Can we do a show alone where we do that? Actually, I shouldn't ask. I'm going to say, let's rather do a show on that alone because I think that's going to take me now a couple of hours to actually get through, or yeah, probably take me a couple of hours to get through that, to think about everybody, to research and all of that. I want to come prepared for a question like that. I don't want to be just answering a question like that on the fly and then leaving people out. So that needs to be, let's just have a hell of a lot of research beforehand. Anyway, that's all the questions on Instagram. Let's get into the live chat now and see what you guys have to say. Let's start at the top. Kani saying, it's weird. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. You must tell me. If it's Kani or is it Kani? Just let me know. Khalid, it looks like Riza is going to play in India after this performance, but the problem is the strike rate of Riza, Quinton de Kock, and Temba after power play. All three of them playing the same 11 is not good. And I agree with that, actually. Even though I'm a big fan of all of those plays that you mentioned, I like all of them. I feel that there isn't place for all of them. For a World Cup, you need to have some players that can really hit that ball after the power play too. Get that. You need to be able to get it to the boundary. You need to be able to increase the strike rate at will, and we need those type of players that can do that. That's why I've been calling for the likes of Tristan Stubbs to be in this team, because what I've seen in domestic cricket, I've been impressed. Yes, okay, the IPL, we did a whole show on his debut. It was hard luck, but I'm hoping that he will come good later on. But to have so many players with low strike rates in a T20 setup is not good. And unfortunately, what has happened is those are our best T20 players currently. They keep on performing every single time they get the opportunity. So it's difficult not to pick your best players. But I do think that Aiden Markram, David Miller, and if we can get a finisher like a Tristan Stubbs in, then I think it will be fine. That I think the other top three, we can rotate them between Kwani, Riza, Temba. I think we can rotate them. I mean, I would love to see Yanaman Malan in the team as well. I think he's a very talented batter, but I do still believe that he has, and this is a personal opinion, I do still believe that he has some problems against spin. Not a problem necessarily. I've always said it. I think he's found a way to survive against spin, and not necessarily find a game plan to dominate spin. You see it in the one days because he's obviously has more overs to bowl, more balls to face, and more overs to face. So obviously it will be more exposed, and there's more overs of spin. In T20 cricket, you're under pressure immediately. When the spinners come on, you almost immediately under pressure to have to get off strike, get the runs on the board, because you can easily find dry period and patch in a match that can completely destroy you. So it's very, very, very important that he finds a game plan to get himself off strike, to rotate the strike if he can't find attacking ways to make runs. Um, so yeah, that's my point on Yaneman. Okay. Abhinav saying that no to the question. Obviously, he says he wants the main team, and I agree with him 100%. He's also gone on to give us his squad, actually, his 15 man squad for the India series. Temba Bavuma, Rassi, Riza, Klaassen, Quinton de Kock, Dewald, Brevis, Tristan Stubbs, Dwayne Pretorius, Gerald Kutsia, Shamji, Fortain, Linda Steenman, Lazard, Marco, and Lungi. Did you drop Aiden? Temba, Rassi, Riza, Klaassen, Quinton de Kock. Yeah, he dropped Aiden Markram. Um, so I wouldn't agree with that. I won't select Dewald for the World Cup. I'll start putting him in squads so that he can get familiar with the squad, like you say, yeah. But I wouldn't necessarily, not for the. I don't think for the World Cup. Maybe for the World Cup, I think maybe Klaassen should be ahead of him currently, based on obviously form and experience. Dewald, there's enough time for Dewald to get into the team. We shouldn't rush him too quickly. I think there's still a lot that he needs to work out in his game. We can see that in the IPL. Sorry, I didn't see your follow-up question. Give Markram, Miller, Kagiso, Andre Gebres. Okay, cool. I like that squad actually. It's an interesting squad. I agree with you on Kagiso, Andre, and Miller maybe getting a rest. Actually, sorry, I agree with you on Kagiso and Andrich maybe getting a rest. Perhaps not Andrich. I think he's had some time off with his injury. I think he needs to play some cricket. So I won't maybe go with Andrich. I'll perhaps go with KG having a rest. Muller and Markram, I think our batters need to bat as much as possible, in all honesty. I think we need to get momentum going and feel that confidence, feel bat and ball. I don't want them to suddenly have a shock in the World Cup and then have a slow start. Rather, let them flow into the World Cup. So for me personally, I'll probably only rest Kagiso. Maybe even Marco, because he's had a hectic year and he's young still. I don't want to get injured as well. So perhaps some of the guys from the IPL, I'll probably rest. Or if you wanted extra back in the Ryan Rickleton in place of Lungi, would like to see us go with 3 spinners. Definitely. But I'm in a catch-22 when it comes to this, Pinar, because I don't. If we're going to be playing in Australia, which we obviously are for the World Cup, it confuses me that we're going to go with 3 spinners if you're not going to use the 3rd spinner when we go to Australia. So do you? And also, India, when it comes to limited overs cricket, particularly T20 cricket, we've seen some of the wickets. They're not necessarily spinner friendly. So perhaps going with 3 spinners might not be an option, because I don't think that India is going to try and create conditions that are going to suit spinners necessarily, because I don't think that spinning in the shorter format is their strength. Actually, I actually don't think that that's their strength. Their spinners are good, like Chahal is really good. I really enjoy watching him, and of course, you've got the likes of Shastri that doesn't necessarily always play in the T20 format, but you've got Jadeja as well. But it's not like a Rashid Khan or a Tabrei Shams in my eyes. They're good, but I don't think they necessarily are like tier 1, like Asaranga as well. So they may be just under tier 1 for me, their spinners. Although Chahal is quite brilliant, I think that our players are starting to get a little bit more used to him, in my opinion. So let's see. But I don't think I would go with 3 spinners for this series, because I don't think that the wickets necessarily in India are all 100% spinner friendly. I know that's the consensus with Test cricket, and I understand that because the pitches deteriorate. Also, they can throw down a lot of dust on it. You also want to create. You don't want to create a slow environment with T20 cricket. You want an exciting game, and also India is going to want to win this World Cup. They didn't have a great World Cup the last time around, so they're obviously going to want to prepare the best as possible. And for them, I think they need to prepare as best as possible, like almost as close as possible to Australian conditions that we can get. If I was India, that's what type of wickets I would prepare so that I can get the best possible run into the World Cup from a preparation perspective. Nabil saying Brevis, Stubbs, both Janssen Bros our under 19 skipper and might be full young squads. Um, KG cranked it up the other night. In my opinion, he plays too much cricket. Yep. Starts pretty much every game in every format for every team that he plays for. Yep. Should manage him a bit better. 100%. I think that maybe India is an opportunity for him to take a little breather. I think I'll be happy with KG if he can maybe play one series leading into the World Cup, maybe not a whole lot of games leading into the World Cup, some domestic games in between just to get his rhythm. He doesn't need to go back to domestic cricket to learn anything. KG Rabada is world class already, beyond world class in my opinion. So there's nothing that you can do to get him to go back to domestic cricket and try to work things out. He's all about fitness and it's all about momentum and it's all about him being 100% ready physically. So I think he needs to rest as much as he can. We've got great bowlers in this country. We are producing some excellent T20 bowlers in this country currently. So I'm not worried with the bowling department, and I think we need KG at his firing best. So in order to do that, I think he needs to rest. Riza should be there on weight of runs, and it's your contracted player, so I don't think picking anybody else would be make any sense to me. Oh, this is the answer to the question of who you would like to see in the T20s, in the T20 tournament earlier on. KL Rahul and Pav. Oh, I would love to see KL Rahul, but I highly doubt that KL and Kohli and them would come. Really cross my fingers and I hope that the Indian players come down with the Indian influence. Oh, then I would love to see KL. That's a great option. Um, my future Test 11, Alga, Dazorzi, Peterson, Bavuma, Hamza, Rickleton, Verena, Maharaj, Rabada, and Giri Nokia. I don't know if Alga will be there in 5 years, and I don't know if Avuma will be there in 5 years, and I don't know yeah, I don't know if those two will be there in 5 years' time, but it is a pretty decent team. Changes future, Mfan. Is that how I pronounce it? I don't know. He's saying opening Roy and de Kock, Riza and Rahul, Yaneman de Kock, Rizwan and Malan de Kock, Rizwan and Malan. In excellent picks as well. Rizwan is another quality player from Pakistan that I would like to see. We want to experiment against India. We can't experiment against India. We need to play our best 11 for now on. Yes, one or two changes. I agree with you, Lorenzo, 100%. James is saying again, my World Cup lineup for the ODI is De Kock, Malan, Markram. Is this your ODI squad or 11? De Kock, Malan, Markram, Pavuma, Rassi, Miller, Pretorius, Maharaj, Rabada, Nokia, Ingidi. Oh, I see you have subs underneath. Okay, subs, Shamsi, Magala, interesting, Rickleton, Ackerman, interesting one, Klassen, Morris, Brevis. Interesting squad. Interesting squad. Nice to see. World Cup is around the corner, so play the guys who will be playing at the World Cup. Give opportunities to the A guys, yes, but let's be smart about it. Can't go to the World Cup not knowing our best team. 100% agree. And that's what I said at the start of the show when I was answering the question. We can't be going into this World Cup still looking for players. Like, I mean, we did this for the 2019 World Cup and look where that took us. It was our worst World Cup campaign probably in our history. It was so poor. I mean, yes, it's heartbreaking actually because it actually messed up my entire trip that I was supposed to have. So I will always remember that World Cup. That World Cup will forever break my heart. Smash the like button, please, guys, to get involved over here. So yes, we need to, and I think we have majority of that T20 team already sorted. Majority of those guys are already there and already solid, in my opinion. We just need to add a couple of guys to it, maybe one or two. I would maybe say an extra all rounder, definitely, and perhaps a finisher. That would be my selection going forward. Whether the all rounder is a batting spinner or it is a or batting seamer, I don't know. I'm fine with either or actually because I'm very confident in our core unit of the bowling attack, particularly KG, um, Nokia and Ngidi and Shamsi. Those four guys are absolutely world class. They can all give you 4 overs each. I like that. Then you just need to maybe find one or two players that can maybe give you two each, or you can need another bowler that can give you another four. Having the likes of Aiden Markram in your team helps, and having someone maybe as a like Dwayne Pretorius is also very good because I think Dwayne has been excellent in T20 cricket. He's really improved his bowling with regards to death bowling. So it takes a lot of pressure off our other guys, which is excellent. And I think when Nokia comes back and KG gets his rhythm back again, we might not need Dwayne's death bowling. We might need Dwayne to be able to throttle the middle overs, almost like what we expect Andile Peklakwa to do when he was selected. Let's see what happens with the Andile too, if they're going to continuously pick him, because I mean he's been in good form with the bat recently, and he's been a little bit not as warm with the ball in recent times like we normally are used to when it comes to KG. Let's see what Vishal has to say. If you guys have any questions, get them rolling in. I'll try to answer. It doesn't necessarily only have to be about cricket, guys. You can ask me anything on the shows. It's not only about cricket always. I would like you guys to also get to know me better. I would like to get to know you guys better. Maybe you guys have movie interests or sporting interests from other codes, like, for example, football or rugby that you want to speak about. If you have movies, I love movies and I love speaking about them. I can speak an hour on movies alone. I mean, I've even contemplated having a movie channel. I actually had one quite a long time ago. I never really kicked off. I couldn't really get it going. With regards to finding time for the people that were with me on the show to get them regularly on the show. You know, it's easy for me to come and talk to you guys on a regular basis, but people get busy. People have lives, you know, so I can't obviously just expect people to be there whenever I need them all the time. So, yeah. Oops. I'm causing a lot of havoc here with this bloody thing. I need to get a better system. Okay, Lawrence, Khalid. Whoa, the light is like blinded. Give me 2 seconds. It's blinded me. Khalid, I doubt we will pick both Stubbs and Brevis. Yeah, me neither for the squad. For me personally, I'd pick Stubbs. He has done and shown more in professional cricket. Brevis needs domestic cricket first, in my opinion. And this is what I said. Remember, guys, we were arguing actually on the show when we spoke about Brevis. Remember this? I said, guys, slow down. Let's give him a chance to play domestic cricket. And there was a lot of people that were saying, no, but he's good. If he's good enough, he's old enough, and blah, 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 blah. Yes, that is true. But if you're good enough, if you are sorted, if you know your game in and out, I mean, if there's not much for you to still improve and learn, then yes, I agree with that statement 100%. Because I mean, I'm a United fan, so obviously I love having youngsters, but the youngster needs to be ready, you know. Like, yeah, it depends on the person and it depends on the youngster. But we could see that there's certain things that he still needs to work out of his game. So for me, Stubbs is more ready, but we haven't seen it in the IPL yet. Don't judge him on his first game. I've been up saying bio-bubble fatigue is real, so South Africa should rotate it 100%. I mean, I would even... No, not actually. Not necessarily as bad as I feel. I don't know, man. Like, I think... I don't think our batting unit has... what is the word I'm looking for? I don't think our batting unit has earned the right to have time off quite yet, in my opinion. I don't think we are necessarily fully oiled and gelled. There's still something that needs to happen, a cohesion that needs to happen for them to grow and get better and grow as a team and as a unit. So I think there's still our batters need to play. Perhaps maybe because of Aiden's form, you could possibly give him a rest. That's why I think, and thinking back to that answer earlier on from Pinar, it might be a smart move to maybe give him a rest. Was it Pinar that said it though? I can't remember. No, sure, but it was Abhinav that said it. Give rest to Markram. I wouldn't give rest to necessarily Miller. I don't think Miller. I think Miller can still bat through. I think we need him. We need him to be on fire because he can take a game away from you. Lorenzo, Bailey saying my best 2011 is Quinton de Kock, Temba Bavuma, Rassi van der Dussen, Markram, Miller, Stubbs. This is exactly my lineup that I would pick. Perhaps maybe not Maharaj. I'll probably go with Ngidi because it's Australia. I would probably go to I would turn to Ngidi, or even go with an extra seamer like Marco Jansen that can bat. But I'll probably go with Ngidi. Um, for India, this could be a good squad, of course, but I really do think we need to prepare for Australian conditions immediately. If SA play one spinner, who should it be? Maharaj or Shamsi? There's no doubt in my mind that it must be Shamsi. I know Maharaj is vice captain, but he's vice captain. For me, it's Shamsi 100%. He's our best spinner. Every single tournament, he's ridiculously good. I mean, I've seen performances from Shamsi, so many of them where I've just my breath has just been taken away. Live, I'm talking about. So Shamsi for me, 100%. Pinar, and that has nothing to do with me not liking Keshav. I'm a huge fan of Keshav as a human being, as a person, as a cricketer, and he's so important to be a part of that squad because of his mentality, his winning mentality. He has his head screwed on correctly, so he needs to be a part of that squad. Though I feel, um, but there are so many good young spinners coming. There's so many spinners coming through in South African cricket at the moment. We have a lot of great spinners. World Cup 11, Quinton de Kock, Riza Hendricks, Temba Bavuma, Aiden Markram, David Miller, Tristan Stubbs, Dwayne Pretorius, um, Keshav Maharaj, Lungingidi, KG, and Tabray Shamsi. So you are dropping Andrich Nokia for Lungingidi. Interesting one. Interesting one. Khalid, who goes back upkeeper, Klaasen or Rickelton? For me, I'd be happy with either of them, but they will probably go with Klaasen, and that would be probably be fair. That would probably be fair too. Um, I agree with you because of Klaasen. Klaasen is a so if you're looking at who's next in line, Ryan Rickelton when it comes to T20 cricket, I think he's SA at the moment. So I don't necessarily think that he is. Um, I think that Klaasen would be the backup because he's captain of the SA T20 side. He's shown his form this season. He has experience. And we need a person in that position, in that 6 position as backup. Where I feel that Ryan is better as an opener in T20 cricket personally. I like the way he bats in T20 cricket when he opens the batting. So for me personally, I wouldn't let him bat. I wouldn't even let him keep in T20 cricket necessarily. I think pick him as a batter somewhere along the line. But if it's necessary, then yes, he can keep as well. But his batting is good enough to get in the team. But I would like to see him open. I know maybe some people will see maybe as a 4, maybe as a 4 or 5. But for me personally, I like him as an opener. I like the way how attacking he is, how he times the ball so sweetly. 20 JE. Okay, so I'm just gonna call it BBM number, BBM code. In SA versus in SA versus Bangladesh second ODI, SA management shows Maharaj ahead of Shamsi. If you have to make one surprise, but I think there was a reason for that. I just can't remember what the reason was. There was a specific reason for why they did that. If you have to make one surprise out of the box selection for the T20 World Cup, who would it be? One surprise out of the box selection. Surprise selection. I don't know, because everybody else that we speak about, like if I mention, for example, if I mention Yanaman or I mention Tristan, it's people that we've already said. Lawrence gave an excellent answer. Veriska Adams. That would be an out of box great signing, I think, or great promotion, I think. That's actually a very good answer, Lawrence. I like that answer a lot. I like that answer a lot, actually. I'm going to take that answer, Lawrence. Let's move on quickly. Riza had his chance in the World Cup. He's like tennis the brain, great in domestic, average international. I don't really necessarily agree with that. I've seen Riza put on decent performance in the World Cup. He wasn't totally bad. The problem with Riza is for me, you either have to pick Riza or Temba, in my opinion. I feel that they kind of do similar roles within the team in the international setup. Um, I don't think you can pick both, even though I know that the Lions pick all three, Rassi, Riza, and Temba Bavuma, and they make it work. They win titles with it. But I think Riza does deserve a contract, and I think he does deserve to be a part of the team based on his performances recently. But if you're thinking thinking forward and looking at it from that perspective, then yeah, perhaps you have a point. Yanaman for me should also be in the squad as an extra batter. Yes, he should be in the squad, especially in Australia, because I don't think the spin is going to be. If it's gonna if they obviously they're gonna play in Australia, and if the pitch is gonna swing and stuff like that and move around, um, perhaps I think I'll feel more comfortable with Yanaman as an opener with Gwynn Koke. He needs to be in the squad, def 100%. Nokia and Gidi, but in my opinion, Gidi is a wicket taker up front. You know what I like about Ngidi is his consistency and accuracy, man. Like he he's amazing at putting the ball on a similar spot consistently, and he has a knack to take wickets because of it. Um, Nokia is coming back from injury. He's express pace, and I mean, we saw the damage he did last year in the IPL. This year, he's coming back to things again. I mean, I think he's got 6 wickets on his belt right now, so he's getting back to full strength. He's gotten over that initial opening match. Wow, that was shocking to see him go through that. It was really hurtful to see him go through that. Riza and Yanaman probably for the backup opener slot. That's probably Riza at the moment. You see, yeah, that is probably Riza at the moment based on the fact that he's a contracted player, you know. But I do believe that Yanaman is the future of South African cricket for regards to the opening spot. And it is a bit unfair to leave Yanaman, I feel, out. I do think he's done quite a bit internationally to be able to say, but for me, Yanaman's actually done more internationally ODI cricket. I think if this debate was happening for the ODIs, I would 100% say Yanaman, just based on what Yanaman's done internationally for South Africa. Yes, Riza's come through and he's done amazing things too for South Africa now and again. But I'll go with a younger guy for this particular case, especially because we have a whole year to prepare and lead him up. Dick saying Imran Manak. Imran Manak is a good option as well. I think that is also like a Junaid Dawood, someone like that, would also be a surprise pick. Come to think of it, there should be quite a few in the Paul Rocks team, because the Paul Rocks team is excellent. So yeah, RVD is ODI specialist. Laugh out loud. Khalif, who's Khalif? Risa has been given plenty of opportunities, full tour West Indies, full tour of Sri Lanka and the World Cup, but he still couldn't cement his place in the side. One thing you can't take away from Ngidi is his wickets. Yes, he can go for runs, but most of the time he picks up vital wickets, game-changing wickets. In fact, yes, pure one. One of his best performances that I saw was when they played in East London. Here against who was it? Australia. I think they played against Australia in East London. Was it England in East London? I can't remember. It was a game in East London, and he was just excellent. He defended a massive total. There was a small total. Sorry, there was a little total to go for in the end, and he saved it. It's simple, guys. Nokia has the X factor, and that's why you need a T20 internationals. Gidi is good, but I know who has a better fear. Okay, I see what you mean. Who most batters will fear. Interesting point. Who is your favorite in T20 World Cup in 2022 in Australia? South Africa has a great record in Australia. I think Australia's favorites because they won it last season and now they're playing in their own backyard. So they're always going to be favorites in World Cups because, they always find, no matter how average we think they are on paper, they always manage to find a way to get over the bloody line and lift that bloody trophy. I'm so sick of seeing Australia win things. Like, really, I want to see South Africa join the party. So I think South Africa, yes, and I think I think there's gonna. I don't think it's as gonna be as clear cut. It's not gonna be as clear cut as the Women's World Cup, at least, where majority of people would have thought Australia was gonna win it. I mean, I had a hope and belief that South Africa could get over the line, and unfortunately they couldn't. But for me personally, I think that in this World Cup, there are so many talented players around the country, even from Afghanistan to Pakistan. Pakistan is always, but even Afghanistan, even Sri Lanka, even Bangladesh, they all got very, very talented players. So I don't think there's any weak team in T20 cricket at the moment. If you're looking at the top tier teams, why have we failed to produce an out and out slam bang open in the mold of Jason Roy? Can't think of any option. Maybe Richard Levy. I think that someone that is coming through the system that is that type of player is a Jonathan Bird. I think he has that type of ability to be able to smack that ball. I think Yanaman Malani is a similar type of batsman. He needs to find his feet, particularly when he's playing against spin in T20 cricket. He doesn't have enough time to settle in and get his eye in against spin in T20 cricket. So he needs to find a way to do it, and he has the ability. Another person, maybe, I think of Vian Libber. I think, yeah, Lorenzo just mentioned Wes Marshall, but I would prefer Wes Marshall maybe in the 3-4 position in T20 cricket. Another person to think of, Slimak Bang, Jason Roy type player. I think I've mentioned majority of them right now. Um, Van Vuren, the Lions batter. Van Vuren, the Lions batter as a wild card. Mitchell van Buren or Van Vuren? Van Vuren. Which Van Vuren? The Lions. I know about Mitchell van Buren that plays for the Van Buren that plays for the Lions. Um, so I don't know if you're talking about Mitchell van Buren. Sorry, Lawrence. Uh, yeah, I chose Nokia ahead of Lungi because of extra pace. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I read that wrong. Wisdom Moppy maybe good T20 batter. Nokia any day, even ahead of Rabada. Whoa, there's a reason why DC picked him ahead of KG. Interesting. Interesting. Australia always have players who smash it. I don't know. Maybe it's confidence or it's 100% mindset. Australia is all about mindset. That's why they get over the line. Because I mean, you can see even some of their players, they're not necessarily the most technical, sound cricketers, but they get over the line. It's their mentality, their mindset. I don't know, whatever they do from a psychological perspective, we need to get those guys, whoever their psychologists are, etc., involved in our cricket. That's why I wouldn't mind seeing an Australian coach take over South Africa one day. But obviously, we know with this current situation, having a local coach is good for South Africa. I don't think an Australian will understand the nuances, the importance of our history. We can take them through the history. We can take them to the District 6 Museum, and we can take them to the township so they can learn it. But it will never be the same because they're not from here. But I would like to see an Australian come into the coaching setup somehow, whether they're an assistant coach or maybe a batting coach or wherever. I would like to see an Australian person come into the setup that has that mentality. We saw how Corbin Bosch spoke about Australia and what he learned from playing in Australia. He came back, he spoke to me about it, and all he spoke about was mindset, mentality. Like they will go into a game knowing with a certain mentality straight from the get-go, attacking philosophy from the get-go, trying to smack that ball at the ground. They don't go conservative into matches. Apparently, this is what Corbin said. You can go watch that interview. It's on the channel, actually. Go ahead and look at the channel. Facebook, guys, go over to subscribe. We've got plenty of content on YouTube, guys. That's our main channel when it comes to video content. So go ahead and subscribe if you're on Facebook. Wesley Marshall equals Jason Roy. We haven't had a proper Tonka other than DM since David's and maybe ABD. It's true. That one, yes, Mitch van Buren. Yeah, very good player. What about Australian captain Finch? He's always walking wicket in tough conditions. uh, Clinton Steeman gaat. Oh, Clinton Steeman. Yes. Clinton Lazard. Both of them have been impressive, in my opinion. I like both of them. Honestly, they need to back a local black brown coach next. I like the idea of an Aussie in the coaching team because they have that mindset. Yes, like you don't need him as your head coach to, like I said, it's like the same as the international experience. You don't necessarily need them to be the head coach to give that experience to the team. They can teach that for being an assistant. Being like, I would like to see a batting coach from Australia come in because I think our batters more than anything else need that mentality, need that ruthlessness within them to be injected in them. So yeah, um, I want to talk. Actually, there's a show that I want to do. I actually have a scout look at the performances over the last couple of years and or the last couple of seasons and see who are best, or at least let's just maybe take it from last season and try and look at who our best players of color are. It will give us as a fan base a better understanding of who's been performing when it comes to players of color. I don't necessarily like to do that by splitting it up, etc., and talking about specific races. But in South African cricket, we can't shy away from it, and it will help us by knowing who our players of colors are. Mike Hussey as a mentor, great option over there. I like Fleming. I like what I know. I know Stephen Fleming isn't. I know he isn't Australian, but Stephen Fleming for me has done so wonderfully in the IPL. I wouldn't mind even seeing a New Zealand guy like Stephen Fleming, for example, in the team to be there too. But Mike Hussey is also a very good option. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I just want to leave you guys with one special video that I want to play for you guys. I think it will just give us a nice laugh. And thank you for the person that actually posted. Quiddy has always, he's never failed to abuse us. That video is on our TikTok account. So go ahead and look at it. But I thought we could leave you with some fun over there when he dancing doing the socky. He should be able to do the socky. Let's read the final two questions before I say bye to you guys. Ricky Ponting completely changed Delhi. I like the Ricky Ponting idea. Just check Delhi performance after his coaching. Australian mindset is always revolutionary. Yes. So Ben Stokes, a New England captain, and McCullum as the head coach. We know what brand of cricket they will play. 100%. I actually want to get Aaron on the show to discuss that with him sometime in the week. I'm going to message him and ask him because I would like to hear his thoughts. Thanks for the community, pal. Really enjoying the content. Thank you for joining the community as well. Thanks to everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Smash the like button, please. Get involved on YouTube. Subscribe, please. Click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to become a Patreon. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. You're going to have to obviously go over to YouTube to find all the links, guys, on Facebook. So subscribe there. Download the latest magazine. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. And go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all updates. Thank you for spending this time with me this evening, guys. I'm really enjoying these Q&A sessions every Friday with you guys. Please keep them coming. Get your friends to get involved. Let's get more people involved on the show. Spread this, share this. That will be the best thing probably, is to share our content everywhere. So let people know to subscribe to our channel because we need all the support we can get. Thanks a lot for watching. I really enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you guys again on Sunday with another podcast show. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.